Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. Thank you for being here. So today's video is going to be on how to sew this beautiful cowl neck top with the balloon long sleeves you see on the screen. If you want to know how I made the wrap skirts of this top, I have a video on my channel, so you can go and watch it, and I'll be linking it down. If you are viewing this channel for the first time, please don't hesitate to hit on the subscribe button and turn on your notification bell to be the first to be notified whenever I upload a new video. Also share my videos and comments. So let's go right into the video. If this is what you like to learn, please stay tuned to the end of the video and learn. Thank you. So I've already cut down my front piece. This is the front we are starting with. The front has the cowl neck design. So we are starting with the front panel and then we'll go to the back. So I folded this fabric into two. You use a drape fabric, any drape fabric, or chiffon, any drape fabric of your choice you can use for this style so that I can drape well on the neck. So I folded my fabric in half. I used my hip measurements divided by 4 plus 3 inches. So I have how to cut and sew a cowl neck is on my channel, and that is a different method of cutting it. This is also another method, so you can choose between the two which method you want, and I'll be bringing out more designs of cowl neck for you people to learn. So let's get right into the video. So I'm using 29 inches for the top, and I want it long so that I can wrap on it well. In all, let me measure how much all I have. It's 41 inches. So 29 is the length together with the hemming of the down part and joining of the shoulder. So this is 29 for my main length. So I added 12 inches. So this part is going to be the lining. I'm folding it together with the lining or the facing. So I'm going to fold it on 11.5 inches. Let me mark it on this side. So for the front part, you don't need to cut facing for it. I'm folding it together with the facing, as you can see. And I folded 11.5 inches inside. I'm going to adjust it a bit here. But this fabric is very difficult to handle. I'm going to press it down a bit so that I can stay. You recheck your length. 29, so I'm on the right length. This is the center front. I fold it in half. Let me trim the edges to be straight. So this is it. So what you are going to do now is to take the measurements. We are starting with the shoulder divided by 2, which is 8 inches. Then you add extra 3 inches. So on this 3 inches, you mark the shoulder divided by 2, that is 8 inches. And then you add 3 extra inches, like so. So on this 3 inches, you come down by 4 inches. So I'm going to draw a straight line on this 4 inches. On this 4 inches point, I'm going to take my around armhole measurement. And around my armhole is 8.5. I mark it here. So let me measure here whatever I have here. I bring it down here so that I can roll a straight line. So I'm going to connect my armhole depth. So this is now my armhole depth. And then on this armhole depth line, I connect it to get my chest line. So this is my chest line, which is also my bust line, because I'm going to take the bust measurement on this line. So this is my chest line. Now I'm going to take my vertical measurement. So from my shoulder to my waist line is 18 inches. And then the hip line is 26 inches. And then the main length of the top is 29 together with the hemming allowance. So I'm going to roll the lines. I roll my waistline and then my hip line. Hope you can see the chalk clearly. In order to create your armhole curve, this is where we are going to create the armhole curve, is to impute your horizontal measurement. So my bust is 41 divided by 4 is 10.25, and then 2 inches for the sewing allowance and also the ease. 1 inch for the sewing allowance and then 1 inch for ease. Then the next thing to do is to impute the waist measurement. My waist is 38 divided by 4 is 9.5, and then 2 inches for ease and sewing allowance. And then on the hip line, the hip is 42 divided by 4 is 10.5, then 2 inches for ease and sewing allowance. So I'll connect the lines from the bust to the waist and straight to the hemline. Then I connect from here and then to this, then to the hemline. So this is it. Next is to find the midpoint of the armhole. It's 8.5 divided by 2 is 4.2, and on this front armhole I'll come in by 7.25. Then I'll connect it like this and straight to the armhole. So on the hemline I'll come up as 0.75 so that I can create a curve on the down part like so. So this is it. Next is to come in by 1/2 inch to create the shoulder slope like so. So this is our shoulder, this is the shoulder, this is the armhole curve, and then this is our bust, our waist, our hip, and then our hemline. So this is it. So the next thing to do is to cut it out. Then we'll go over to the back piece. So I'll trim the down part first. Then cut the side. Cut our armhole. And then our shoulder. So this is our shoulder. This is where the pointed part is here. Is where our shoulder. So our front part is ready. So I remove the pins now, and I'm going to notch the shoulder point where I'm going to join the back to. So let me open it so that you see how it looks like. So this is our front piece. You see how it looks? Where I notch is this. It's going to be like this. So after joining, you see how the drape will form. You see how beautiful it is. This is the shoulder. You can see it. The shoulder will come like this. So what you do, this edge here, you can overlock it, or you just fold it with 1/2 inch or 1/4 inch inside, like so, because it's going to be the lining or the facing for the front side. We are moving to cut the back piece now. So let's do just that. So guys, because the fabric is very difficult to handle, I decided to cut the back piece on a paper so that I can place it as a template to cut it on the fabric. So this is what I did. I pin it on the fabric now. So I'm going to cut it out. This is our back pattern. The same measurement I used for the front, the bust, the waist, the hip, the length, everything. So let's cut it out. And on the shoulder, I added 1/2 inch for the joining. So this is our back piece. Let me remove the pins. So if you are finding it difficult to cut on a certain fabric, you just use your paper to cut the body's pattern, and then you place it on the fabric, fold it and cut. So this is our back piece. So the next thing to do is for me to cut a small bias for the neck. I'll use bias to lock the neck before attaching it to the front panel. This is how our back looks like. So I'll put the back piece and the front piece aside and then cut the sleeve. But I have about 2 or 3 tutorials on my channel with the same balloon sleeve. So I'll just be linking the videos down for you to go and watch, not to waste time on this top. So I will cut the sleeve off camera, then come back and show you what to do. Guys, I'm done cutting the sleeves. So I have the 2 sleeve cuts. let's put it aside and start with the top. I also went ahead and cut a strip of bias for the back piece. So first of all, I'll take it to my machine and then lock the edges. I'll conceal the edges with the bias, that's the back. Then I will take the front, because I've not set my overlocking yet. I'm going to fold the facing inside. I'm going to fold the edge with cut off an inch like this and iron it neatly, and then come back and show you how I'm going to attach the shoulders of the back to the front piece. And also let's come to the sleeve. I'm going to stitch the sleeve. I'm going to lock the side with 1 inch to the bottom, and I'm going to do it to both sleeves. Then after, I'll fold that down with 1 inch for the elastic. I'll fold it and leave about 1 inch to pass through the elastic. That's for the sleeve. So I'm taking everything to the machine and go and do just that and come back and show you. These are the sleeves. You see how neatly it look? I iron it neatly, and then I folded it down with 1 inch, and I left this open space about 1 inch to pass through my elastic. This is the second sleeve. So we put the sleeves aside. We are left with only to fix the elastic and to join it to the bodies. So this is the bodies. This is the back piece. You see, I locked the neckline neatly. This is the front. I went ahead and stitched the folded facing inside. If you have overlocking machine, you can overlock the edges instead of stitching it. And I pin it for you to see how it look. So this is the wrong side. This is the good side of the front. You see how neatly the drape will be because we cut it together with the facing. So this is it. You see how it will fall. This will go to the shoulder. This will go to the shoulder. So I'm taking the back piece and I'm removing the pins so that we can attach the back piece to the front piece. So you open it up. You see where I notch for the shoulder, where the shoulder ends. You take the back bodies, the good side facing the good side of the front bodies. So you see where the notch is, that's the shoulder line. This is the armhole, as you can see. This is the armhole, and this is the shoulder. So you take one side of the shoulder and place it in between the facing and the main bodies on the mark here where I notched. You can see that you place it in between like so, and then you take the lining or the facing to cover it up like this. You see it's equal. You see, so what I'm going to do is to pin it down. So I'll go to the other side, take the other shoulder and attach it in between the facing and the main bodies like so. I place it like this and then overlap the facing with it. Then I'll pin it down. So I'm going to take it to my machine, stitch this shoulder and also stitch this shoulder. And then after stitching the shoulder, I will come to the sides and then sew the side to shape it with 1 inch. I'll sew the two sides like so, the front and the back together. Then after I sew the other side too, join the sides together, and then come and show you the next thing to do. So we have come to the end of today's video. You see how beautiful our drape looks like. Our cowl top blouse is ready and it's looking so beautiful. So if you want to know how I made the skirt, the wrap skirt, please, I'll be leaving the link down for you to go and watch. So thank you for watching. Please, if you find it helpful, don't forget to hit the like button, and also if you've not subscribed to my channel yet, do so by hitting on the subscribe button and turning on your bell notification to be the first to be notified whenever I upload a new video. Thank you. See you in my next video. Bye.